So I yelled at my kid last week, like really yelled. The kind of yell where you hear your own mother's voice coming out of your mouth and you think, oh God, I've become that parent. And here's the part that's messing with my head. My child's behavior has improved since then. Yeah, let's talk about that. I've been doing this whole gentle parenting thing for almost 5 years. I read all the books before my kid was even born. I practiced the scripts. I regulated my nervous system so I could co-regulate theirs. I gave them language for their feelings. I set boundaries with empathy. And for a while, it worked. I felt like I was breaking generational cycles, like I was doing something better, but then it stopped working. And I started wondering if I'd been doing it all wrong from the beginning. The story begins. So here's what happened. For the past year, my kid's behavior has been rough. And I don't mean normal tantrums. I mean daily meltdowns, throwing things, screaming, hitting, the kind of chaos where you start questioning if you've somehow broken your child. And the thing is, I was trying. I stayed calm. I got down on their level. I validated their feelings. You're feeling really frustrated right now, and that's okay, but we don't throw food. Cool, right? Textbook gentle parenting, except my kid would just scream louder, or throw more food, or look me dead in the eye and do the thing I just asked them not to do. Last week, I made dinner. A dinner with foods they like, foods they've eaten 100 times. They took one look at it, screamed, "This is disgusting," and hurled it across the table. And I lost it. I yelled. I told them I was sick of their attitude. I said they could eat it or not eat it, but there would be nothing else. No snacks, no dessert. Done. My husband backed me up, calmly but firmly. He said, "Something has to change. This isn't working." The shift. So we made a big change. Screens, gone. Sugar, gone. Snacks between meals, gone. Some toys my mom had given them, packed away. These weren't things we'd been handing out like candy. We had boundaries. 20 minutes of iPad time, then we're done. We'd talked about it. We'd prepared them. We'd used timers, warnings, all of it. But every single time we enforced those boundaries, my kid would lose their mind, like full-on rage. So we pulled it all. And here's the part that's confusing me. It's working. They're calmer. They're listening. They're actually apologizing when they mess up, without me prompting them. But I feel terrible. My kid told me I'm a rude mummy now. And honestly, I kind of agree. I've been stern. I've been no nonsense. My tolerance for the chaos is 0. I keep crying to my husband, saying I think I'm damaging them. And he keeps saying they're just adjusting. But I can't shake this feeling that I've failed. That gentle parenting was supposed to be the answer, and I couldn't make it work. The real question. So here's what I'm sitting with. Was gentle parenting a lie? Should I have been stricter from the start? Do some kids just need a heavy hand? Or did I misunderstand what gentle parenting actually is? Because here's what nobody talks about. Gentle parenting isn't the same thing as permissive parenting. But somewhere along the way, I think a lot of us, myself included, started confusing the two. Let me explain. The insight. Gentle parenting says, respect your child's emotions. Don't shame them. Don't use fear or punishment to control them. Connect before you correct. That's beautiful. And it's true. But here's what it doesn't say. Let your child do whatever they want. Avoid consequences. Endlessly negotiate. Let them run the house because they're still learning. Somewhere in all the Instagram infographics and TikTok sound bites, the message got muddled, and I started thinking that being firm meant I was being mean, that holding a boundary without a 10-minute empathy speech made me authoritarian. But here's the thing. Kids don't just need emotional validation. They need structure. They need to know that the adults are in charge, not in a scary, controlling way, but in a, you're safe, I've got this way. When everything is negotiable, when every boundary is soft, when every no is followed by endless explaining, kids get anxious. Their nervous systems stay activated because they don't know where the edges are. They keep pushing, not because they're bad, but because they're trying to find something solid. And that's what I'd accidentally done. I'd been so afraid of being too strict that I'd become too soft. and my kid was drowning in the lack of structure. The reframe. So here's what I'm learning. There's a difference between authoritarian parenting and authoritative parenting. Authoritarian is, do it because I said so, and if you don't, you'll regret it. It's fear-based. It's about control. Authoritative is, this is the boundary. I know you're upset, but the boundary stands. I'm here, and I've got you. That's still gentle, but it's also strong. I think what broke in my house wasn't gentle parenting itself. It was my execution of it. I was doing all the emotional validation, but I wasn't following through with consistent, non-negotiable boundaries. I was empathizing without enforcing. And kids can smell that a mile away. So when I finally snapped and started holding the line, firmly, consistently, without apology, my kid didn't fall apart. They actually relaxed because they finally knew where the ground was. Does that mean I should have been yelling from the start? No. I don't think the yelling helped. I think it was just the breaking point that forced me to actually enforce what I'd been saying all along. The resolution. So where does that leave me? I still believe in gentle parenting. I still think emotional intelligence matters. I still don't want to parent through fear or shame. But I'm done apologizing for being the parent. I'm done feeling guilty for saying no and meaning it. I'm done explaining every single decision like I'm negotiating a UN treaty with a 4-year-old. My kid doesn't need a friend right now. They need a mom who loves them fiercely and holds the line. And yeah, they might call me rude mummy for a while, but they're also sleeping better, playing more calmly, smiling more. They feel safer. What I'm realizing now is that parenting isn't about choosing one philosophy and following it perfectly. It's about responding to the child you actually have in the season you're in. What feels like being too firm to us can feel like relief to a kid who's been searching for the edges. Structure isn't cruelty, consequences aren't trauma. And holding a boundary without collapsing into guilt doesn't mean you've failed at gentle parenting. It often means you finally stepped fully into it. And honestly, so do I. If you're in that place right now, where you've tried everything, where you feel like you're failing, where you're not sure if you're too strict or not strict enough, I just want you to know you're not broken. Your kid's not broken. Sometimes we just need to course correct. And that's not failure, that's parenting. So I'm curious, have you ever had a moment where you thought you were doing everything right and it just wasn't working? What did you change? Or are you still in the thick of it trying to figure it out? Let me know in the comments, because I think a lot of us are navigating this quietly, thinking we're the only ones, and we're not.